Diesel heaters are something that I have been considering for quite some time, yet I've never taken the plunge. I didn't realise how great they were. Welcome to Phil's Camping Reviews. My name is Philip. I've been camping in some very extreme cold weather where I've been waking up of a morning and my vehicle and my annex is basically just caked in ice. I was in there in t-shirt and shorts, toasty warm. In fact, waking up of a morning, it's about -4, -5, pulling the blankets off me because it's so warm. And that's because of that diesel heater. I wish I'd done it years and years and years ago when I started to consider diesel heaters. This company contacted me as an overseas company. Now, as far as I know at the time of filming, right now, which is September 2024, they're not sold in Australia as yet, but they've been selling in the US, in America, and in the UK, throughout Europe, for quite a long time. Obviously, it's made in China, like the rest are, but it's one of the better ones that's coming out of China. Now, I don't know what the price is going to be in Australia. It's not like your eBay ones where you can buy for $100, $130, okay? This has got some upgraded features in this. This is a lot better built without looking at it, but just from the studying that I've done, looking at other YouTube videos. Now, there's not a lot of videos out there on this one, which is surprising, considering it's been sold for such a long time over in the US, etc. So, at least I haven't found a lot on it. But hey, that's going to change. So we're going to go through this and thoroughly and check this out. And we're going to be doing videos, comparison between the ones I've got here and this one here. And we're going to show the fuel consumption, etc. through some of these tests. We're going to show, I've got a dB, a very accurate dB meter. Now, one of the unique features with this is apparently it's got a built-in silencer. Okay, in the pipes, so that's going to be really interesting. I've got no idea what that is. I mean, I've seen some photos. I've got an idea what it is. Quite similar to a muffler for our vehicles in such a way. I haven't opened this up yet. The guys asked me if I could do an unboxing video. So what is it? Now, it's a company HLN. I'm not too sure exactly what the HLN means, but I hope I pronounced this right. It's an Aerolyn 4000 air heater. This is between 1 to 3.5 kilowatts. So they also have a 2 kilowatt, which is probably going to be suitable for most of you guys out there. But the 3.5 will be ideal for things like such as the large campers. And also, of course, my camper trailer because of the amount of canvas it's got on it. So it's an Aerolyn 4000 air heater. One unique feature with this is what I was really interested about is it's got a brushless motor in it. So I don't know if you're aware of diesel heaters in general, but they've got a motor in there, and the only reason the motor is there is just to spin the fan. Draws in your cooler air. You've got a chamber inside there with fins all around it that's combust, that heats up. This fan blows the air around the outside of this chamber with all the aluminium fins, and then it blows out the hot air. It can actually last quite a long time, particularly if they've got a good quality brushless motor in it. So this is claimed to last something like 5,000 hours. The packaging as it comes, it's about 9.8 kilos. I was amazed how quick this actually arrived from China. Excellent packaging. First thing I see, we have got all the cables. So you can see all the wiring harness here. It's already been made. It's already got the plugs here, and it's already enclosed inside heavy duty conduit. Interesting, before we go any further, you can see this here. So this is a fuel pickup. They're not providing a fuel tank here. That's a lot to do with how these are advertised and sold overseas. We use our diesel heaters for caravans, for the RVing industry, the tent industries, etc. From what I'm seeing overseas, they're more so promoted as a parking heater. Not so much for the RVing industry, the caravan industry. Because it's such a cold climate there, I mean, it does get cold in Australia, but let's be fair dinkum, nothing like what you could see in places like, you know, throughout the UK, Switzerland, Sweden, all those places. When the trucks pull over the side of the road and they got to have their allotted rest, particularly at night time, quite often they got to sit there with the motor running, which is very expensive, so they can keep their heater on. So they are then supplied with these diesel heaters, and they run that through the night. So it's a lot more economical and efficient, as you could imagine, than sitting there having their truck engines running overnight. Hence why I believe it's the reason why we don't see a fuel tank here. So these are designed to gain access out of your existing diesel tanks in your RVs, trucks, etc. Hence why it's supplied like this and not with a tank. So guys, I know you're watching this, maybe consider for the Australian market to include a diesel tank. A lot of the cheaper diesel manufacturers, obviously to keep the price down, they're supplying tanks that are not UV stabilized. So a lot of people here are finding that within the year their tanks are just go so brittle they just fall apart and they just don't last. So there's companies here that make these expensive alloy covers that go over the top, and then you bolt that over the top to try to keep some of that UV light off the tank so it doesn't deteriorate. So you want to make sure you've got good quality fuel tanks. Honestly, all you need to do is go buy one of these 5 or 10 litre fuel containers and there's your diesel tank. You can do what I've done and plumbed it through a 20 litre jerry can. If you're mounting your diesel heater to a caravan, camper trailer, something like this is going to be permanently mounted there, I highly recommend to modify one of your 20 litre jerry cans and run that as your diesel tank. So that is why I think this does not include a tank. I've got another wiring harness here. Oh, awesome, look at that. Look like there's a little temperature sensor right there. This here is how we got the fuse in it. And this is your power to the batteries. This here is a air filter. Now interesting, have a closer look at this air filter. A lot of the cheaper Chinese air filters that are coming with the cheaper brands have got the air filters that look very similar to this. Now from what I've seen, and from some other reviews that I've checked on, all it is just a chamber with nothing inside. This one's actually got a very fine filter on the inside. I don't know if you can see right in there. Okay, it actually does have a proper air filter. So be wary of that. A lot of them don't have a filter on the inside. All they've got is just this part here. And if you have a look at the size of the holes in there. So you're very susceptible to getting dust and debris inside your diesel heater, which will dramatically reduce the lifespan of your diesel heater. So it's good to see that these guys have got a very nice fine filter inside there. We got the duct, so you can adjust the airflow, which it is. Very good. Awesome, guys. I think that's important. It does make a big difference in adjusting your airflow where you want that air to go, because let's be honest, guys, these diesel heaters work pretty good. All the different componentries in the different bags, like we saw the bag there that's got all the air filter componentry. We saw the top section's got all the wiring. Now we've got a bag here for the fuel line. So this includes a good quality fuel line. I notice it's very important. It's got the real good quality fuel line. It's got a pump in here. It's got the bracket for the pump as well. It's got all the fittings, and I'm looking at these fittings and they look like they're good quality fittings. A lot of these diesel heaters that come with these hose clamps that you squeeze on. You've got to get a tool and squeeze them in, and I don't like those. I much prefer the ones where you use a spanner to clamp them down. Imagine this would be the screen. We've got a comprehensive manual for the screen here, which is awesome. Simplified little screen, a couple of push buttons on the side. It's got a little LCD screen there. You can see how compact this is. You just set the temperature, whatever you want. I believe this is also connected via Wi-Fi or Bluetooth. So there is an app that you can put on your phone and control this system with your phone. So we've got a good manual here, as you can see there. Nice coloured screen, which looks awesome. So we do have an auto mode, we've got an automatic mode, and we've got a ventilation mode as well. Remember I told you earlier on that it's got a fan, brushless fan in it that spins. So you can actually turn these on without the heater part. You just got to select fan, so it can intake the cooler air from the outside and blows nice air inside your camper, your caravan, etc. A lot of people don't realise this feature. Now I don't know if the cheapest of the cheapest of Chinese brands will have that feature, but they do have a fan only mode, and they can blow quite a fair bit of air inside your camper. So don't think you can only use these in winter. You can use these in summer as well. We got a timer. We've got an alarm clock. There is an app, yes. From what I'm seeing here, wow, it can be quite advanced. So, but it looks easy to operate. So we will go through that in the setup menu. We'll have a video just on that screen. Excellent job on the wiring, guys. It's another project that I won't have to run to Bunnings every 5 minutes. If you're wondering what Bunnings is, it's similar to what you probably have as Walmart. So we've got cable ties, we've got good quality brackets, fittings here. I can't complain. Everything is of all good quality. We've got everything we need, the screws. These diesel heaters are quite simple to install, really. Like, I'm going to show you how this all goes together, and they are very simple to install. A bit of an introduction here. Aerolyn air heaters provide hot air to the vehicle compartment for the comfort of the passengers. The heaters operate on diesel fuel and capable of providing space heating independent of the vehicle engines. Alright, so remember what I mentioned earlier on in regards to that. Sold as a parking heater, so designed for inside your big trucks, your big RVs, so when you're not moving, etc. So they want to more into the RV market, similar to how we use it here inside our camper trailers, inside our tents, in our rooftop tents, etc. Low fuel consumption, high combustion efficiency, high elevation operation capability. Now that's another thing too. The way these are designed, these fuel pumps are designed to work optimally at certain heights. Here in Australia, your standard one, if you go to the highest mountain here, you're probably going to find your diesel heat is going to not run as efficient and not as well as it should. It's if you're on sea level. So this one here automatically compensates for that. They've got the 2000, which is a 2 kilowatt, and they've got a 4000, which is a 3.5 kilowatt. I've got a 5 kilowatt in my camper trailer. Now they told me their 4000, the 3.5, is probably going to be similar power output to what my 5 kilowatt is. The 4000, the unit itself is 4.5 kilograms. It is 376 by 140 by 150 in size. Heater airflow is 150 kg an hour. Power consumption is up to around about 50. Fuel consumption is, well, that will vary. That will vary to whatever speed you got yours set on. So with time, I'll be able to work that out. It's got a schematic diagram. You can see it showing that layout where you install this on your truck. So that's why they call these parking heaters. So they use these slightly different overseas. And there we go. Farm machinery as well. Of course, they've got the information here on this side, how you have to angle the pump. So when you install these, the pump has to be angled. And again, we've got another schematic. Okay, pulled apart, exactly what it looks like there. We've got a diagram, how it all goes together. And schematic of all the plugs, operating notice, maintenance, repairs. Very simplified manual. Doesn't show step-by-step installation like the A4U Focus does for the Australian market. We have a lot of DIYers here, do it yourself. People in Australia like to do it yourself, like to make the things a lot to yourself. In saying that too, they are very simple to install. I'm going to show you how you put these together. I'm looking at these pipes, and these pipes, the muffler and the air intake looks very, very interesting. We got the air duct. So we've got about 95. Now this is interesting. This is the air intake. I've never seen that shaped like this. So this is a built-in silencer. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see what sort of noise that comes out of this unit. Looking at this and what we got here, it's probably going to be a lot more quieter than the one, even though it's very quiet, depending what settings you have it on. If you got a full bore, okay, the AU Focus on mine, if you run it full bore, it just sounds like a large industrial fan. Probably not quite as loud, but it sounds similar, but nowhere near as loud. But if you got it set on auto setting and it just goes up to that temperature, or you got it set on low, you'll hardly hear it. So it'd be very interesting to see what difference in noise output that this will have with the addition of these silencers. And it's interesting how they've also got the silencer on the air intake as well. How amazing. What does it comprise of? I've got no idea. I'm putting my finger down there and seeing what I can see, and I can't make out how that construction is made. Alright, I think there might be a series of little holes on the inside. I think what they're trying to achieve here is to get rid of that fan noise. Be very interesting to see if they're successful on that. Check this out. Good to see they've got some decent length on this muffler. I thought the muffler was a little bit short supplied than the one that I've got in mine, and I've had to go on the online and order a much longer muffler. So, but again, very heavy duty, very heavy duty. Yeah, real heavy duty muffler. Interesting. So look, so that's a silencer built into the muffler. So now I think that's also the muffler. I have not noticed. No, there's no muffler. There's no traditional muffler like we see in Australia here. This is the muffler. It's built into the pipe itself. Very interesting. Well, I can't wait to try this out and see what difference it is with mine. Got your mounting plate. Right, have a look at the inside on this. That's the electronic computer unit, ECU. It has a metal covering on it. So that's where the glow plug is. I believe it's got a Japanese Kyocera glow plug, which is the best ones out. But this is probably the one of very, very few that actually has a metal casing for the ECU. How awesome it is. There's those fins that I'm telling you about that blows the cold air intake through, and it comes out a hot air out this end here. So there's the piping underneath. One is exhaust and the other is air intake. So manual will show you which. It's got a very nice, good, substantial rubber seal there, which is very important because you don't want any risk of carbon monoxide going inside your camper trailer, your tent, or whatever you're using this on. I love the easy on-off cover. Maybe for the DIY, wouldn't be bad if you include a step-by-step instruction. Very well packaged. I'm impressed with what I'm seeing here, but I'm really keen to try these silencers out on these mufflers and that. Wow, that is very interesting how you've set that up. I don't know if there's any hope and chance I'm going to get this back in and be able to close this box up. Actually, might be able to. Going to get pretty close. Anyway, so there you go. Yep, I do. So there you go. Next video's series on this will be a video on setting this up, how you install this. So we'll do that in near future. And till then, guys, if there's any questions, just ask below. And I'm going to contact the company and find out some more details on this, on availability specifically. So as soon as I know more details on that, I will let you know. So any questions, ask below. Let me know what you think of this. But straight away, from what I'm seeing, I like the looks of that LCD screen. I like the fact that it's got a Bluetooth app on my phone. I can connect to it on my phone. Now I notice there's no remote control. All the ones sold in Australia, they all come with these cheap looking dodgy remotes. And be honest, they do work. But personally myself, I much prefer to be able to control it by my phone. and so that's going to be an awesome feature to have. I like it's got a brushless motor, so you've got 5,000, minimum 5,000 hours life in that brushless motor, from what I understand. And yeah, I mean, I like the fact that the ECU unit is covered with a metal lid on it, not plastic like a lot of them out there. It's probably one of the better, if not right up there in the leads with the best of the Chinese diesel heaters that are manufactured coming out of China. So obviously the price is going to reflect that, just from seeing what they're selling for in the US and particularly in the UK. They seem to be very, very popular in the UK. I believe this company's been going for something like 30-40 years or something like that, which is, yeah, they're a proven company. And it appears from them contacting me and saying they want to try to push it onto more the RV and industry as well. Appears they're going to introduce these in Australia as well very soon. So till then guys, cheers, thanks for watching, bye.